Hello and welcome to part 2 of my playthrough, or my wall playthrough of Cities Skylines. This is a lovely game that I picked up a while ago. In part 1 we just started our Gazville city. We've reached our first achievement now, or what is it? Yeah, achievement. I'll call it achievement. So now we have a population of 500, and we've unlocked the landfill site, medical clinic, elementary school. So we've got garbage services, healthcare services, and education services. We've unlocked taxes and loans, and obviously there's more to unlock as we go through this playthrough. We were just providing these citizens over here with some water because they didn't have any. Hopefully this will fill up. We need to keep the population increasing as much as possible. Our next milestone is population. Hopefully this will, it's not clearing at the moment, but we'll have a look at that in just a short while. What we have unlocked though is garbage services, which we are going to put a landfill site here. Okay, and then we're going to put healthcare. We've got sick citizens, but we've got no capacity as well. So just to make sure of that, you can see if wherever I'm looking to put this medical clinic, you can see that the roads turn green, which means that's where we'll be served by this medical clinic. So for instance, if I put it over in the industrial area, none of my citizens that live in the residential area will be served by this clinic, and so if they get sick, they've got nowhere to go. So for the time being, I'm going to have my medical services right close to that serves most of these people here. And if I'm expanding in this direction and that direction, then obviously this medical clinic will be central. So that's why I'm putting that there. Next, education, which is the primary school. We've got 180 eligible people and 0 capacity. So therefore, I'm going to add my school there. All my people go happy, and hopefully these houses turn a different colour. So we're running out of money now. We're up to 6,000. We're down to $6,000, but fortunately we're starting to make a profit, and I'll show you the economy. So the taxes, you can tax your commercial, your industrial, and your residential areas on different rates of scales. And you can see here how much money they're making. Later down the line, we can start making money from transport, which is buses and stuff. And we can make more down the line from farming, forestry, oil, and ore, which I'll show you when I get there. We'll start raping, or not raping, but harvesting the natural resources that we have available. This is the icons and outside connections. It's this one, but it's not unlocked yet, obviously, because we're not that far. And we'll find out if we've got a lot of oil underneath here, underneath the ground, or other natural resources. Okay, so what we need now is more residential zones. So we're going to extend, but I don't want to make this square. I want to do something a little bit different. So let's pause it. Let's make something more interesting. Let's extend this out here. And let's go curvy tool. So here is one block. So we choose one block. And we go one block over and one block over. And then we do the same here. One block over and one block over. We do the same here. One block over, one block over. And then we do the same here. One block over, one block over. And we've got what should be a perfect circle. Awesome. We like it. So now we choose another block in. And we go 2 blocks over and 2 blocks over. And then 2 blocks over and 2 blocks over. Whoa, what's happening there? Not enough money? Oh dear God, I've blown the budget. Never mind. Never mind, we've blown the budget for now. We're just going to have to play it. We are making a surplus of money. We're making a profit per week, month, whatever the duration is currently. So we just have to wait for the time to go a bit. Let's speed it up a bit. We are making, you can see a weekly income is 400. So as the time goes, hopefully we'll build up some amount of money so we can start being more creative with this. Let's build more residential in the time being because the demand is so high, and let this play out a bit. You do want to pay attention to what your city is telling you. If it's demanding a certain thing or it requires attention in a certain area, you do have to pay attention, because before you know it, you could end up broke, or you could end up even worse, in a situation where you've got loads of money but everybody's deserting your city because you've not provided them with basic things like services and other things like that, which has happened to me hours and hours into a gameplay. Everybody deserted my city because I didn't give them enough services. Hopefully we won't get to that stage. I might show you that city at some point if you guys are interested. Okay, hopefully we're building up some money now. Plus 500 per month is decent. Per week, sorry. Our income is 2 grand. Our outgoings just under 2.3 grand. Our outgoings 1.8. So hopefully what we're going to try and do is get our income to be double our outgoings, so that we are making... Well, we're running out of electricity. Okay, you notice that these things are starting to pop up. So if we click it, I've just paused it for now. If you click it and you see this building here has not enough electricity. If you highlight over here, it says there are occasional power shortages. Make sure your power plants have enough supply. So basically, we've run out of power. So we're going to have to build some more wind turbines, which we don't have enough money to build. 6 grand it's going to cost me. So for the time being, these guys are going to be running out of juice until we earn enough money to do that, to supply them with more power, which is a shame. But hopefully they won't abandon their buildings. What will happen is if they don't like it, they will abandon the building eventually. In fact, let's add some more industrial in here to fill that gap up. Let's add some more commercial in here to satisfy that desire, and that will generate so much more demand for electricity that I probably won't be able to cope now. You can see electricity consumption is 16. I'll just pause it to explain this. And production is 16 megawatts. So they're kind of running out. And with these new buildings coming now, there's going to be a huge shortage. You go, consumption's gone up and demand's gone down. So obviously I haven't got enough money to build the turbine. So there's a couple of options. I could firstly increase the budget. Excuse me, sorry about that, the camera just went off. I can increase the budget for electricity, which will, in the short term, I think will produce more. Let's add 20% to our electricity budget, and hopefully that will deal with the problem. Not totally. I thought that, let's bust it to 150 and bump it to 150. No, that didn't work. Oh, yes, it did. I was paused. Okay, we've bumped it to 150% budget, and we're producing now an extra 4 megawatts of power. And not entirely the most efficient way to do it. I'm obviously paying more for the electricity, but it keeps those buildings, crucially, in electricity, just while I build up enough money to generate, or to be able to pay for a new wind turbine, which is what the strategy is at the moment. So we're up to almost 5 grand, and once it gets to 6 grand, I'm going to pop down that electricity turbine, wind turbine, and we will start to produce enough. We can then drop our budget back down to 100%, or even lower. In fact, if we're producing an excess of electricity, we can cut our budget for electricity just to match the consumption, so that production and consumption are about the same. That way we save some money. It's pretty crucial, I guess, in the early game. I'm not going to bother with it because it's not really that it doesn't work that well. Okay, so what I mentioned earlier is that sometimes things pop up above buildings here like these, it means they've got a problem. Okay, so if I can figure out how to move the mouse around, these industrial areas over here and this commercial areas over here, they've got issues. Okay, so if I click on their issue, the building itself has got an issue, and pause it, it says not enough workers. You can see here this orange bar, highlight that, it says not enough workers, make sure there is a free residential area to allow people to move into the city. Okay, obviously there's a high demand for residential zone. Obviously these guys over here, not enough workers for the convenience store either. So I'm in a pickle. I've got not enough money to buy a new turbine and produce more roads and stuff. I'm kind of paying the price for making this kind of weird shaped road to begin with, but let's just persevere for now. We're almost at our next achievement, which will unlock some more money for us. So let's just check how much this. Yeah, these roads cost loads. That's 1,200 just for that road there. Let's just complete that so it looks tidy at least, and then let's just fill these guys in. Add some more commercial, residential areas, so that we produce more people in order to work. Because if there's not enough people to work in our factories, then they will start shutting down, and that will be a nightmare. Because we don't want that. We want things to thrive in our city in Gazville. We'll just fill out more of these spaces. We do need to provide access at some point between this big, huge, which is going to be a residential area, and the industrial area, which is going to be over here. So getting to work, other than through this like one route, which is going to be over the main kind of highway area entrance, that's not going to be a good enough kind of route to get to work for these guys over here. So they're going to need another road that comes into this industrial area at some point. So hopefully these start getting some more people living there. What I'm going to do actually is expand my residential area somewhat here, because I can and I want to. And if they don't like it, they can find another city. Gazville is where it's at. If you don't believe me, then you'll be sorry. Okay. We've provided more residential area. Hopefully we're not going to run out of electricity soon. Or water. These guys need serving with water, which is what my next job is going to be. Like so. So everybody's got electricity, everybody's got water at this point, which is great. The only thing they need is workers. Now hopefully I'll hit my next achievement in a short while. Milestones coming up. And we can continue to grow our city. You can see that this desire for workers is now starting to disappear. 8 jobs available here. If we keep an eye on this, hopefully this should just disappear, because there we go, went to 7, and we hit our next milestone. So what we've unlocked now is unlocked a police station and a firehouse, which are buildings. We've got new power policies, water usage policies, smoke detector distribution. We've unlocked industry specialization, like forestry specialization, which means if we put an industry area down in like a forestry area, we can assign that industrial area to specialize in forestry, so they'll start producing wood, rather than us importing all our wood and spending loads of money. The wood will be used from our forestry area for the rest of the city. And the same with agriculture, which fertile land, you need to click on fertile land. There's oil and gas, I think the other one is, I'm not sure. They come along down the line sometime. So we've unlocked a new area as well. I'll just show you this briefly before I finish this. I'll pause and we will go to the like a zoomed out view, and we can now unlock a new tile. So we can expand our city now. We can go right, which I don't really think it opens a lot more. This area is pretty much useless to us because it's just water, unless we build a I don't even know, a dock or something to. But although it's on a river, it's not going to do much good. So we're not going to actually expand it right now because it costs us money. We're up to 21 grand now, which is great. We can build a new turbine. And what I'm going to do actually is just have a look. Now we've got it. We've got ore and oil are the other two, not gas, and fertile land. So we've got no fertile land in the area. Over here is the fertile land. That's where I could build farms and that industrial area. We have got a lot of ore around here, which is good and bad. There's good and bad news. The fact that this area here would have been better being an industrial area rather than a residential area. I should have started my residential on the right here and commercial and industrial on the left, because I can just stick the ore industrial area there and they wouldn't pollute the houses. Now what I'm gonna have to do if I want to harvest this ore and generate more money, which is always a good move, I'm gonna have to piss off these people living here because they're gonna get polluted. But never mind. These are the decisions we have to make, and it's nice to be faced with decisions because it keeps life interesting. And so I guess that is where I'm going to leave this episode of City Skylines. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a big thumbs up and let me know down in the comments if you want me to continue this series and continue to grow Gazville into its potential in future. Because if you do like it, I will continue to make these videos, and if you don't bother, then I won't bother. It's that simple. So thanks for watching, guys. I will see you again in the next one. Until then, bye for now.